Our main event match, a no-gi welterweight bout between Neiman Gracie and the man joining me right now, along with his wife Maria, Benson Henderson. Maria, thank you for coming to the studio today. Let's talk about what a typical training day looks like for you, especially as you were in preparation for ADXC1.
I think a typical training day for me is same as always, every day of my life. Now I got the kiddos in the early morning, take them to school, drop them off at school, make sure their lunches are packed and all that stuff. She does most of all the hard work. I'll do some of the final touches, get them off to school. Then maybe to the gym after that, hold some mitts, work out, get a strength and conditioning session in, and then back home, pick up kids from preschool, back to the gym. Our afternoon time is a hard training session, the hard grappling, hard wrestling, hard stand-up days, and then back home with the kids.
So, what was the focus for the training camp for you for this event?
I think the focus mostly for this training camp was making sure going against a little bit larger, bigger guy. Neiman is a little bit bigger than I am, so getting the bigger guy and then making sure I know the rule set and training for the time limit, training for 3-minute rounds, shorter time period. Got to get after, got to create the action, got to go. Want to have exciting matches, turning the volume up, going for big moves, going for submissions, going to get that finish.
So let's talk a little bit about how you've tailored your training camp specifically for this opponent and this event, ADXC. You've given us an idea that the challenges that you had to face. A guy who's bigger than you and a very different rules that you've ever competed in, especially with the shorter rounds and stuff. How did you adapt your training for that?
Yeah, you have to prepare for the shorter rounds. Got to set the clock for 3 minutes, which is pretty quick. It can fly by if you let one position, maybe two positions stall out a little bit, wait a little bit. Next thing you know, that's the end of the round. And then whether you win or lose that round, this doesn't look good. Having a dull 3 minutes. 3 minutes flies by, but you have to create action. You get stuck in a position, got to go to the next one right away. Don't stall there, don't wait out there. You got to continue to the next position as fast as you can. So in that sense, getting ready for that 3-minute time limit, time period, and then as well, like I said, training against larger opponents. I got some of my bigger teammates. Got some of the best team in the world, the hardest working team in the world. So I grabbed some of my little brothers, the big boys. Say, hey, come push me around, come beat up on me. Let's go.
Now, quite often the game plan, the exact game plan or the strategy can be a secret, but is there anything that you can share what you're thinking about when you step in the cage with Neiman come Friday night?
I think against Neiman, I definitely have to be on my cross my T's and dot my I's on making sure none of my holes are too big. Anytime you want to go faster, create more action, be more active and whatnot, a lot of times you leave bigger holes. So I want to make sure I take care of those holes, don't leave those holes, but still be active. And then make sure I always, for most all my competitions, whether it's MMA, fighting, whether it's Jiu-Jitsu, whether it's wrestling, I have to push the pace. I have to be the one to get my opponent tired. And then normally if I get them tired, I push the pace 100 miles an hour, then the match goes pretty well for me.
That's great. Let's talk about the mental preparation. And of course, you have so much experience in competition throughout your life. You understand how important it is to stay focused, to be confident going into a match. And something like this, even though it's a little different to what you've competed in over recent years, there's that pressure upon you to compete and to perform. So how do you mentally prepare for an event like ADXC?
I think the mental preparation is for sure the biggest deal. You have to take care of it. Almost everybody has the physical tools. Like if you're out of shape and you're maybe 20, 30 pounds, 10, 15 kilos overweight, you can get down to shape, you can get in shape, you can do push-ups, sit-ups, all that stuff. That's actually relatively easy. The hard part of all of it is the mental work, the mental preparation, making sure you're ready to go, and having so much experience and competing for such a long time. I think I'm normally pretty good in that mental aspect of being ready to go, being ready to fire off. And sometimes having a lazy day, wake up late, and this happens and that happens. I gotta make sure that the day of the competition, like that day, everything goes as fluidly as possible.
Now, a big part of that, I suppose, would be the relationship between the fighter and, in this occasion, the role that you are playing, Maria, that you are the coach this weekend. Now, of course, this isn't always the case day to day in the gym, but that's the role that you've stepped into here for this. And I suppose that you have a personal relationship and a professional relationship. And what is the key to making a partnership like that work at an event like this?
Well, it's not the first time I've coached Ben. We've done a couple of jiu-jitsu events together where I've coached him or he's coached me. Most of the time for us, it's we kind of know the way each other tick. So whether it's personally at home or in the gym or in a competition, I know what he needs to get riled up, or we have words to let each other know, hey, you're going too slow, or hey, you're going too fast, or when to push the pressure, or what kind of maybe what everyone else is seeing that maybe he's not seeing as far as a ref goes or a judge goes. So just kind of knowing what other people are seeing and what he needs is kind of the way we work. He knows pretty much, he's a good competitor, he's pretty set on his own. It's just kind of giving him a little bit of extra feedback.
That's great. Let's talk a little bit about the strengths that you have that you feel will be an advantage in the match this weekend.
I think some of my biggest strengths for a lot of competitions, for this one as well, I tend to use that strength, is the cardio, strength conditioning, muscular endurance. Cardio is king. Cardio is king, and normally if we set the treadmill at 11 instead of that 15 and say go, and who steps off first, it's not going to be who steps off first. Same thing applies to jiu-jitsu or to whatever the case is. I got to push the pace and use that cardio. You have to use it as a weapon to get my opponent tired.
Now, speaking of your strengths, let's take a look at your opponent. I'm sure you're very aware of what his strong areas are, but probably there's some weaknesses there that you've identified as well. What's your take on Neiman?
I think Neiman is a solid competitor. I think he's a true veteran in the sport. I have a ton of respect for Neiman. I think he's the man. I've been a big fan of his for a long time. I think he has a solid game throughout, not just MMA, not just jiu-jitsu, but like everything. He's solid everywhere. I think his jiu-jitsu doesn't have a whole lot of holes. Offensively and defensively. Defensively, his holes are pretty small. Offensively, he goes to his attacks very well. He transitions from one attack to the next attack very well. He takes it back very well. Strong attacks from the back. He knows how to finish from the back. So I think he has a lot of strengths in his jiu-jitsu game. But
there's got to be some areas that you feel that you can exploit.
Oh, for sure. I think there's, like I said, everyone has holes. I have holes, and Neiman has holes. It's my job to make those holes present themselves. So I know he's not very good passing to this side, or I know he's a little bit lack on defense, someone else passing his guard to this side. It's my job to get him to that side, or to make him pass to this side. If he's really good at passing to this side, I have to force him to go to this side. Little thing like that that you have to pay attention to, be a student of the game, be aware of, and take advantage of.
Maria, you're there every day while Benson's training, and I suppose that I'd like to know, did you see any key moments or milestones, you know, in the preparation for this match that stood out for you? Any moments that you thought that he made a breakthrough or significant improvement?
I think it's pretty similar to what he normally was doing for fighting. It's just maybe this time it gets to be more fun. So he gets to have more excitement, more fun going in, because there's not as much pressure, I guess, for a fight. Ben normally is pretty mentally even-keeled. He doesn't let things get to him. Mentally strong-wise, they're not really going to crack that guy. But he's more excited now because it's less pressure than fighting. It's not all about like who's your next opponent. It's honestly just having fun, and anytime you're having fun, that's when things get a little bit more exciting. So I think for him, you'll get to see the bully inside of him for this match. That's what he does really well, is push the pace, and that's what we got to see a lot in this training camp.
And how about you, Ben? Were there any moments that stood out to you from your training camp for this?
I wouldn't say any moments throughout the training camp that really stood out, like it sparked it. Like, oh, now I'm really getting it now. I really feel my groove. Kind of felt the same throughout training camp like I have for all my past competitions. I would just say getting used to getting more ready to train with my bigger teammates, you know, them grabbing me and pulling me and like just being used to that, being used to being out muscle instead of being the bigger, stronger guy. Even at 155, I think I was always pretty strong at my weight class. But going up against bigger guys, larger guys, someone who's a little bit stronger than me, someone who's definitely the weight class up, just stronger than me, I got to get used to that. That's definitely something to get used to. So I was finally able to adapt my training to going against someone bigger and larger than me and still doing well, still being okay. I do think I took note of that.
Very good. Let's talk about after ADXC1. Obviously, you're not looking beyond the match, but I'm sure that you have goals and aspirations in the world of Jiu-Jitsu and grappling. Anything that you can share with us?
I know they've already talked to me about doing ADXC number 2 down in Brazil. I told them, sign me up. I said, let's go. I said, it's exciting. Might be able to bring all the kids out for that one, seeing the timing of it. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to do ADXC number 2. Hopefully that works out and everything falls through for that. And then just, keep doing as many jiu-jitsu competitions as I can. It's fun for me. I enjoy it. Keeps me motivated. I love competing. I love getting after it. So it's nice to be able to do these jiu-jitsu events more and more.
That's great. Let's, if you can, to this camera right here, could you share any message with the fans or the supporters that you would have ahead of ADXC1 this weekend?
Yeah, guys. Definitely thank you guys for all your support over the years. Thank you guys for the support for this event, ADXC number 1 here in Abu Dhabi. I say make sure you guys tune in. These are going to be some exciting matches, non-stop action, rules designed to create action, to inspire action, to get guys to go 100 miles an hour. Neiman and I are going to do exactly that. We're going to go 100 miles an hour, non-stop action. It's going to be a fun night.
That's great. Let's talk a little bit about the difference of fighting MMA in a cage and having just a pure grappling match in a cage. Have you ever had just a grappling match in the cage?
I have never had just a grappling match in the cage. That will be a first for me, and I'm really excited for it. It's really fun. I think there's a lot of nuances to cage work that not a lot of people understand, except for fighters who fight inside the cage. So a lot of grapplers don't, like they say, it's easy, just get off the cage. Like, there's some nuances to that. It's not as easy as that. It's not easy like all the guys who say for MMA fighters, just stand up. Like, he's trying to stand up. It's not that easy. So I think the nuances of the cage work for grappling is going to be a big game changer for grappling.
And then the timing as well, the fact that you're going to be competing for 5 rounds of 3 minutes. Now, it seems that suits your cardio-first style well, but again, that's something new. That changes the game. Oh,
for sure, it changes the game. 5 3-minute rounds, each round being judged on a 10-9 must system. I think it's awesome. I think you're going to have to see guys go after it. They know if they lose one spot, one position, they're going to lose that position, then that'll be the round. That'll be it. So they have to continue. You normally almost get your half guard pass, and you just kind of give it up. You can kind of stall from there, hang out, wait for a little while, then get your guard back and then start working. Now if you get your half guard pass, like, oh no, that's gonna be the end of the round right there. Like, oh no, like good things aren't happening. So I have to go, I have to continue scrapping, I have to continue moving, not to give up any positions. I think that's will make great action, and it'll make guys a lot more tired than they think they will be in 3 minutes. I think that guys will anticipate not being tired in 3 minutes, but because of that non-stop action, I think it actually might have the opposite effect, and guys will get more tired because of that. But then 3 minutes, there's a chance that you could be fighting against the clock as well. Oh, for sure. You would imagine 3 minutes, especially in the gi. I don't know how those guys are going to do it, but even in no gi, definitely fighting against the clock. Definitely have to push the pace so that you can get your submission, because it takes a while to set it up. No matter how good you are, you got to take the guy down, you got to pass his guard, you got to pass this, you got to get to your positions to start attacking, to do stuff. That just takes time. So you have to get started right away to have time in the round to get your submission. Now, we've talked about what the kind of a factor the cage will play in the action, but for the fans and for the spectators, the cage, that's something new as well for Jiu-Jitsu. Oh, for sure. I think the cage idea was a great idea by the guys at ADXC1, ADXC. I think that now MMA has been around long enough, people understand what the cage embodies, what the cage means, what the feel, the vibe of the cage, what it represents. Like, oh, cage means action, let's go, let's get after it. I want to see guys getting after it. They understand that. people worldwide now understand what the cage means, what the cage embodies. And now we can get that same feel, that same like, oh, but bring it to, apply it to Jiu-Jitsu. So now guys who maybe would not have watched Jiu-Jitsu before because it's on the mats, like, oh, what is this stuff? Oh, they're on mats, like, I don't want to watch that. Now you're going to have those casual fans watching, like, oh, it's inside the cage. Oh, yeah, see, this is more cage stuff. And then realize it's grappling, but see how exciting it is, see how much action is going on, and become fans of grappling, not just MMA, not just getting you guys getting punched in the face and whatnot. So I think the cage idea was a super awesome idea.
And then finally, if you have any words, or if you'd like to send a quick message to your opponent, Neiman.
Yeah, Neiman, my brother, let's go have some fun. Let's go get it. Let's go make some fans here in Abu Dhabi, man. Let's go get after it.
Awesome. Benson, Maria, thanks for having me.
Great.